Hi guys, welcome to this speed build video in The Sims 4. My name is Irene and I cannot wait to share with you guys what I'm building here today. Today I'm building my geometric moon, aka my underwater mega mansion. This is going to be a massive mansion with a nightclub, a cinema, a kids room with an indoor underground playground as well. A lot of pools, I think more than 15, I didn't count them all, and all in the shape of a moon. Before we get more in what inspired me to do this build and a lot of other things, I wanted to explain a bit about how I made that shape of the moon, because that's what's happening right now. I used a lot of octagons and I combined them all together. Before I started working on that moon shape, I made 3 of these base octagons. I made a bigger one, a medium one and a smaller one. And on the edges of these octagons, you can see them in the right corner of your screen, I placed these light strips. These light strips, they came with the spade pack, and after I placed them on all the edges of the octagons, I could just copy all the octagons, and in that way I could make this entire shape of the moon quite quick, as you can see on your screen right now. Something that was very important for me this build, I wanted to make the circles, the 2 circles, the outer one and the inner one, I wanted to make them perfectly round. And I'm such a perfectionist and I wanted to make this build symmetrical. I don't know why, but it's so satisfying for me when I do builds that are symmetrical, and I really wanted to do that with this build as well. So these perfect round circles were very important, and that's where these black circles came in that I've placed on the ground here. There are rocks and I sized them up a lot. In that way I could follow this round line, this circle shape with the octagons, and in that way I could really make these perfect circles. I wanted to do a little bit more with these circles. I wanted to make that shape a little bit more obvious, so I followed the line of the circles as well with these stone fences. You can see them here. They came with the Jungle Adventure pack. They're a debug item. They're just straight fences, but where you can combine them all together, and when you just follow that line of the circle of the rock, you can make circles like this. The very cool thing about these fences as well is when you place a pool underneath it, as you can see right here. These fences keep the original shape you put them in, and that way it looks like these fences. The circle is just floating on the water. Of course, I cut a lot in this entire process, especially when I placed all these stone fences in. It took me so much time, but it was actually way easier. Now I could follow that line, that circle of the rock. When you want to make circles on the ground, that's a very easy way to go. It's very, very difficult when you want to just make a circle without a shape to follow. I wanted to tell you guys a bit about it while it was happening on screen. Now a bit about what inspired me to do this build today. I actually started doing a moon shape build a couple of weeks ago, and I had the idea in the back of my mind for quite some time. I love doing futuristic strange builds in the shape of different things. I made Halo, the circular house. I made Leaf, the futuristic tree house. I made Lotus, that lotus flower shaped spa, and I thought it would be a cool idea to do a moon shaped build as well. But my initial plan was to do a standing up moon, a moon up in the air. I googled moon shaped architecture, and of course there were a lot of results, really, especially a lot of moon shaped buildings in Dubai. There was a massive moon shaped hospital there, there's a massive moon shaped hotel there, and they're all up in the air, and I wanted to do something with it. But my perfectionism, it's a blessing and it's my downfall, because I just couldn't manage to make the circles perfect. I could make the outer circle perfect. I already knew the method for that because I did my orb build, my spherical house. But that inner circle, it wasn't in the middle of the circle, it was a bit in the middle of the outer circle. It was a bit on the edge to create a moon shape. And it just wasn't possible. I think it's not possible because I tried so many different things. I worked on it for a couple of days. It was kind of finished, but I wasn't happy with it at all. And I didn't want to upload something to YouTube. I didn't want to show you guys something that I just wasn't happy about. So I ditched the entire plan, the entire house. I started working on Halo, my circular house. And after that, working on another build. And I didn't even thought that much about it anymore, but that moon-shaped thing was still lingering in the back of my mind. So when I was finished with my last build, I just knew I had to do something with it. So I started gathering inspiration again on Pinterest and on Google. I searched for moon-shaped architecture, futuristic concepts, moons, things like that. And then I came across this picture. It is actually concept art of a futuristic, eco-friendly city, and I was totally in awe because I finally realized that I could make a moon shape flat on the ground as well, and that I could make an underground house of it or an underwater house of it. And I just started building with it, and I worked on it for an entire week, and it was definitely one of these houses. When I placed the final piece of furniture in, I was a bit sad actually that it was done because I had so much fun with it. On the reference picture or inspiration picture, you can see that I used hexagons to make this entire shape. And I tried a couple of things with hexagons as well and with circles, but because I wanted to make it symmetrical, it just worked the best with these octagons. So that's why I decided to do this entire build with octagons. Yes, octagons. We're on the lower level right here, and over here will be all the space for the mansion, the nightclub and all the bedrooms and the bathrooms and the living room and everything. One level up there will be all the pools, and one level above that you have just the upper level. This is the lower level, like I said, one level up with all the different pools. They're all connected to each other. Will be all over here. Very small rooms everywhere. You have to see this like a space where the pool will be, but some areas where you can lounge as well, and some areas with a couch too, and the toilet and the bathroom too. But it's really kind of the pool area here. I will place a lot of lounge chairs everywhere, a lot of decorations of course. And you can swim to all the different rooms if you want. I play tested everything and it works. And this lower level is where the entire house and everything will be. I thought all the different pools that I made there inside the pool, inside all these craters if you will, were a little bit too boring right now. So I placed all this coral in it. I wanted to go for a gray concrete moon color scheme for this build of course, but I wanted to incorporate some galaxy colors as well, so the pink and the aqua and the green and everything. So I decided to place a lot of coral in all these different pools. It's a debug item. It came with the Island Living pack. And after that I wanted to place fish in. You can see that method right here. I talked a bit about it while I was doing my vertical farm as well. I placed a lot of aquariums everywhere. After that I went to a live mode. I fully stocked all these aquariums with fish, aquaria. I don't know what's the correct word for it, but I think you know what I mean. I fully stocked them with fish in live mode. Then I went back to build mode, and when you size these aquariums down, the fish stay their original size, and in that way you can stock your pools or things you want to make with water with fish. So that's a very cool method to use there. After that, I placed steam crates in all these pools. I went to live mode again, and I thought that, yeah, that steam gave the entire thing a little bit of a moon effect. Yeah, these craters I was just talking about. I thought it gave it a cool effect, so that's why I went with all the steam crates. After that, I tried a lot of things with roofs. My initial plan was to place glass roofs all over the smaller octagons here. But I wanted to make these octagons very obvious with these white light strips that I used. And when I placed glass roofs over them, the entire octagon thing about this entire moon build wasn't that obvious anymore. So that's why I used these glass floor tiles that came with Island Living, and I used them as glass roofs, if you will. I just placed a very small stair in, I don't know if you saw it, on the very edge of this build. Of course, I wanted to make this build functional, but I thought the entire look of the moon was destroyed when I made an obvious entrance in the middle of this entire build. So that's why I placed the stairs at the very edge of the build. Of course, it's functional, it's accessible. When you go down that stair, you go to a huge entrance hall. But for the entire interior and a couple of things for the exterior, I just had to cut a little bit in the footage. My main goal for length is what I wanted to say for my videos. It's around 20 minutes. I didn't want to make this video too long, but I wanted to show you guys everything just in one video. So I decided to cut out the footage that I had from the entrance hall and from all the different hallways in this entire mansion. You can see me decorate one bedroom, one bathroom, the children's bedroom, the kids' room, of course, and a lot of other things as well. But the repetitive things like all the different toilets and all the different bathrooms I cut out of the video, and all the different hallways, of course, as well. There are so many pools in this entire build, and that actually made it quite easy to decorate this huge amount of space I had here, because I placed all that coral in the different pools and the fish and the steam, and that way it decorated the rooms a little bit as well with the pools. But for color scheme, I wanted to go for the moon color, of course. And like I said, when I was decorating the pools, I wanted to go for the galaxy colors as well. So for pink and for that aqua blue and purple. So that's why I went with this very gray, black and gray color scheme, but with some touches of very bright color, pops of color. Normally in my builds, I always use a very toned down color scheme with a lot of white and gray. But for this build, it was such a fantasy build. I could just go over the top, and I totally went with it. You can especially see it the further I go with this interior. At the end, you can see the nightclub and the cinema and everything. The further I go, the more over the top I went with the purple and with the pinks and everything. The artwork that I used, you can see it on the walls, you can see it over here. I used 3 of them just in this living room kitchen, but a couple of them later on in the entire house as well. Maybe you don't recognize it, but it's actually artwork that you can play free, if that's the correct sentence, throughout gameplay. When you visit a SimStream or when you explore space in the game, you can take pictures, and in that way you can make these pictures. But you can use these items in your build and buy a menu as well after you enter a cheat. You want to use the cheat bb.ignoregameplayunlocksentitlement cheat. I will put it in the description box down below as well, because it's such a long cheat, and I will put all the other cheats that I used over there as well. But after you use that cheat, you can basically use items that you normally could only use after you reach certain points in gameplay. And that's how I got these spacey paintings. There are actually a lot of them, and of course they were perfect, absolutely perfect for this build. We're going to the bedroom right now, and like I said, you can see me decorate this just normal bedroom, later on the kids' bedroom, and on the other side of the wall there's a bedroom as well. And especially with the kids' bedroom, you can see it in a couple of minutes, I had so much fun. I never really did a kids' bedroom before, I realized. Yeah, I did another mansion way back. But normally when I do my builds, I'm so focused on the shapes and on the exterior that most of the time I don't have that much space left in the interior. When you take a look at Halo, for example, that circular house, it looks massive. I built it on the 64 by 64 lots. I built that entire circular shape. But the entire space inside the house were just the kitchen and the bathroom were indoor, and the bedroom wasn't even indoor. So normally I'm very happy when I have the space for just one master bedroom or maybe a guest room. But of course with this massive build, I finally had the space for a kid's bedroom as well. And I talked about that I went a little bit over the top with this build, and I especially did that in the kids' room as well. You can see it here. It was so nice to decorate this one, especially because I went with these pinks and with these purples and with the aqua colors, and there is so much cool decoration that was just so fitting for this build. Like that very strange unicorn I just placed there, and the playground there, it was just perfect for this entire build, especially because I wanted to go a bit for that spacey look, and there are so many very cool toys and everything like that for kids in the game. And I kind of rediscovered them all while I was doing this kids' bedroom. There's so many things going on the ground, on the water here in this mansion, but I think this one is one of my favorite rooms here, especially because, like I said, I never really did a kids' bedroom before, and I could really take it over the top here. And with all the aquariums, like I said before, I thought, because they were everywhere already, and with the coral everywhere and with the steam everywhere, I thought all the different rooms already looked very decorated before I really put anything in it. So it was so much fun to decorate. Over here is the cinema, because why not? It's a massive mansion. Of course you want a cinema. I totally went with that very black purple combination color scheme over here with that bright pink, and especially Get Famous came with some very cool, very bright pink and purple items. That super cool wall light that I used there came with a Moschino stuff pack. Definitely one of these items that I never really used. I used it before when the Moschino pack came out, and I think I used it once more, maybe in a very modern industrial build. But for a build like this, it was just perfect to use. And that was so much fun in this build, that I could use so many different items that I never used before, and that I could go for a totally different color scheme that I would normally go for. Especially in this nightclub as well. I placed this dance floor on the ground. Normally I would never go for this item, but for this build it was just perfect. This gorgeous artwork I just talked about, you have to unlock after you enter that unlock a gameplay thing cheat, that very long cheat. Like I said, I will put it in the description box down below. And I think we're almost at the end of this video already. After that, only 3 minutes to go. After this nightclub, you can see me decorate a couple of the different rooms, just one level up, where all the different pools are. I made a decision to cut a little bit in the footage over there as well, but I will decorate all these different rooms with lounge chairs and with other chairs and with other corners where you can lounge and chill out and just enjoy the views of the stars, because I placed some glass roofs with the glass floor tiles over there. And I especially thought it was so much fun that you can swim just from the one room to the other room, and that way have your massive own pool there, and when you swim there, where you're one level lower, for example in the living room, there's someone swimming one level up, you can see that sim swimming when you're one level lower. So I thought it gave the entire thing a very cool effect. But yeah, then we're on the end of this video already. I truly hope you've enjoyed it. I'm very curious what you think about a build like this. Please let me know in the comments down below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. I would really appreciate it. I try to do a lot of different things with my builds. I want to keep you guys inspired for your own builds. So if you like that, if you like to hear more about different build techniques, please give me a sub if you want. I hope you'll have a good day today. I hope you'll have a good weekend when you're watching this on the day when I upload this on a Friday. I hope to talk to you next Monday with my new video. Have an amazing day. Goodbye.